This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the what? On the decks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the decks. You guys see, man, it has to be befitting, man. Have to have my Cowboys mask on because we about to get into it, man. Errol the True Spence is going to what? Danny Garcia part 5, dog. Let me see it again. Errol the True Spence is going to pop Danny Garcia's cherry part what? Part 5. Let's get on to the video, man. So hear me and hear me well. This dude, Danny Garcia, is sitting here looking like a chalupa or a tostada away from an Andy Ruiz Jr. Let me say it again. He's looking like a chalupa or a tostados variation of an Andy Ruiz Jr. Matter of fact, there was a dude that I used to have on my live. Jose Yepes, dog. I remember that cat. That's how Danny Garcia is looking, man. This is the problem. You cannot sit here and look like a Pillsbury Doughboy going to fight against the likes of a Errol the True Spence. This is Mr. Tactical Aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught, the punishment style, dog. This is a punishment style artist. You have to be training for life or death just to bend the proverbial fucking knee. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. You have to train life or death just to bend the proverbial fucking knee. That's what you have to do. You still gonna bend the knee now, but you gotta train life or death for that. Now, if you're not training life or death, and you're sitting here rocking Tony Montana edition. Last time I checked, Tony Montana didn't have no belly that was the size of a freaking whale, man. Tony Montana was a guy that, although he wasn't muscular, he was in shape. Because all that running he had to do, all that beating down that he had to do as a mobster. Being a mobster, you can't be sitting here looking like a freaking Jose Yepes. You can't be sitting here looking like a Andy freaking Ruiz, though. You can't be looking like a woohoo Pillsbury Doughboy, dog. Poke your belly and say, woohoo, Pillsbury Doughboy. You can't look like that. This is the fight game. This is boxing. You have to train at the highest order and the highest degree. Danny Garcia is going to get bulldozed and he's going to get steamrolled. I told you guys, man. This was a tune-up fight, a glorified tune-up fight. Matter of fact, a glorified sparring match. Danny Garcia lacks the ability to be a first-tier welterweight. Now you guys understand what I mean when I say second-tier welterweights. Second-tier welterweights are the equivalent of what we call ultimate gatekeepers. It's the same variation. I'm going to rewind that back because I got to run that one back. Because that one, it went over a few people's heads. You know what I'm saying? The Rudy Poo and the Plum Plum Breaks. The classic Dolce and the Trouble. The ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. But the real G's, the super real G's, and the ultimate real G's out here in these boxing streets, they got the message. Because they're using the true boxing eye test. Again, recap. Second tier welterweight is the equivalent of what we call ultimate gatekeepers. The reason why is because they are very flawed. See, Sean Porter, although the training that he does, it keeps him in shape, it's still flawed because he does not have the technical and the fundamental ability to finish fighters off in the championship rounds. That's his issue. That's always been Sean Porter's issue. The issue with Danny Garcia is he's flat-footed. He doesn't let his hands go. And you already know what's coming. The infamous right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook. Let me say it again. He's flat-footed. He doesn't let his hands go. And the infamous right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook. You know that's coming. That's Danny Garcia at his truest and his most properest levels. But if Danny Garcia is not training, and he's treating Errol the True Spence like he's Ivan Redcat, Danny Garcia is in for a rude awakening, man. This fight is not going to last 6 rounds. If Danny Garcia is looking exactly the way that he's looking in this thumbnail, and he's looking exactly the way that he's looking in that community post that I showcased to you guys, he's going to get demolished. This is a tune-up fight for Errol Spence, man. I already called this a long time ago. What did I call it? The infamous cash out slaughterhouse. Let me say it again. Cash out slaughterhouse. Every fighter that fights Errol the True Spence as you guys can see on boxrec.com, right? Boxingrecord.com. Errol the True Spence is listed as the #1 welterweight. You see, you got a whole bunch of people out here, Bud Man fans, i.e., Omaha, Nebraskans, i.e., the Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence fanboys, or i.e., the Black Ivan Redcat fanboys. I want to tell you that Terrence Crawford is the #1 welterweight. He's listed as #2 on BoxRec. There's a reason for that. Because Errol the True Spence is the unified welterweight champion. He's the IBF and the new WBC welterweight champion. You cannot sit there and put somebody in front of him. Plus, the calendar year that he had in 2019, I'm still scratching my head. How is Terrence Bud Crawford a top 3 pound-for-pound welterweight when the likes of Errol the True Spence did what he did in the calendar year of 2019? I'm still shaking my head, and I'm still saying to myself, things that make you say, Things that make you say, But Danny Garcia is the first on the chopping block. Errol the True Spence told you in Mr. Free Smoke Jr. style, Mr. Line 'em Up style. Here's the lineup. Danny Garcia first, Manny Pacquiao second, Terrence Bud Crawford third. Let me say it again. Manny Pacquiao first, and I say Manny Pacquiao. Danny Garcia first, Manny Pacquiao second, Terrence Bud Crawford third. There's a reason why Danny Garcia is first. Because, like I said, and I said this many months ago, low-key, Errol the True Spence was going to use Danny Garcia as a tune-up fight. But he's not low-key about it. Because when he came out the last time, he said, tune his ass up. Danny Garcia, I feel sorry for you, man. At least I was thinking that you were going to give some kind of fight. And you were going to have to bend the proverbial knee, just like every other fighter. But I'm convinced more than ever, you're getting stopped. Because Spence is on a mission, man. You guys have to understand, he has to reestablish dominance at the welterweight division. So you guys don't understand this true alpha economics or what true alpha extraordinaires are about. So let me explain it to you guys. When you have the dichotomy of being a true alpha extraordinaire, the likes of Errol the True Spence, you have to always reestablish your dominance. This is what a Michael Jordan's burden is. This is what a Kobe Bryant's burden is. This is what a Floyd Mayweather's burden is. This is what an Andre Ward's burden was. This is what a Deontay Wilder's burden is. This is what a Gervonta Tank Davis burden is. And this is what a Errol the True Spence burden is going to be. You always have to higgity hush the damn naysayers by showcasing your dominance. You have to lord over and dominate the competition. So you guys forget, lest you forget, let's have to remind y'all asses. Prior to the pre-press conference in the Sean Porter fight, Errol the True Spence put it out there that I have to lord over and dominate the welterweight division when it's all said and done. This is true alpha economics. This is what true alpha extraordinaires are about. Lording over and dominating. See, a lot of fight fans, Rudy pulling plum braids, classic Dolce and troglodytes, ultra fanboys with ultra fanboy rhetoric, they want parody because they are parody. Man, I'm dropping gems and jewels, though. I got to say that back. I got to run that one back. They like parody because they are parody. When you govern yourself by true alpha economics and you're a true alpha extraordinaire yourself, you only mess with true alpha extraordinaires. Errol the True Spence is on top of the food chain. He's a megalodon shark. I done already told you guys. Megalodon sharks, they don't have no predators because they are the predator. Danny Garcia is not even a little guppy. That picture in of itself showcases, and the fight is around the corner in September, and you still looking like that? Listen, y'all. Danny Garcia's cherry is going to get pop in the damn ring whenever they fight. Errol the True Spence is going to tune him up, man. That's what I see. I don't see nothing else. This fight right here, forget low key. This fight right here is systematically going to be the easiest fight that Errol the True Spence had at the welterweight division. Because Danny Garcia is a fighter that does not have any kind of work rate. I'm trying to tell you guys, man. I already deduced this guy for what he is. This is a tune-up fight. As a matter of fact, Mikey Garcia will put up a better fight than Danny Garcia put up. Because at least Mikey Garcia was in Kangaroo Jack shape. Look at Danny Garcia, man. He's making it very clear that this is a cash-out slaughterhouse. Let me say it again. It's a cash-out slaughterhouse. When they fight later this year, Errol the True Spence is going to bulldoze and steamroll Danny Garcia. When you don't fight like it's life or death with Errol the True Spence just to bend the proverbial fucking knee, then you asking to be stopped. And that's what's going to happen with Errol the True Spence fight Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is going to get stopped by an onslaught of what we call tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. That is what's going to happen to Danny Garcia. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.